When I was younger, I was really used to people complaining all the time around me. At that time, I didn't realize just how much they were complaining because of how frequently it was happening. I remember my male classmates constantly, for the love of God, complaining about our female teachers and how they were still pissing them off every single day. And sometimes even going to the smallest details just to have something to complain about and just to have something to gossip about and to relate with the other classmates. And of course, when I returned home from school, of course, it continued. I don't want to go into huge details, but basically, my parents, they were complaining about the politics in our country, they were complaining about the state of their jobs, you know, just the usual. Of course, there's nothing wrong about complaining from time to time and actually releasing that pressure. I'm not saying that's a bad thing, even though on self improvement, one of the three nevers of men is to never complain. It is still acceptable from time to time, of course. You cannot achieve perfect 100% perfecy. However, it was happening so frequently that I honestly just got used to this. I honestly got used to living in this depressing environment where everyone was just not happy at all, where everyone was just not living to their fullest potential, where everyone was constantly being held back by their surroundings. And so, in summer of 2023, I decided that I had enough. For the past 16 years, I have been letting this complaining completely destroy my mental health. Because when you're constantly angry every single day and you get negative thoughts constantly, over time it's gonna add up and it's gonna slow down your brain and actually degrade it. And that was exactly what was happening to me. Every single day when I was sitting in class, instead of focusing on the female teacher and what she was explaining, I would focus on the one thing that happened to me like 7 years ago. Like the exam that I failed and my mom yelling at me. That one awkward moment that I made a scene like 5 years ago in our class and everyone laughed at me. Or sometimes it was just something plain unfair. Like there was this one time when my math teacher caught me that I didn't do my math homework. And when I redid it the next day, she said that I had a mistake inside of it. And she wrote a letter to my parents, like if I had never done it in the first place. And this continued for 5 days straight. And this happened to me when I was like 12 years old. So you can just imagine the unfair impact this had on me, how much I was complaining about that female teacher. Of course, I know that she just wanted me to go through the trials and tribulations and actually learn from my mistakes, to learn it and to get it right finally. But at that time, I didn't view it that way because you see, all of my classmates, the entire class was complaining about her constantly. So that constant complaining subconsciously rewired my brain to think that this teacher actually wanted the worst for me, that she didn't actually want to help me. And so I spent most of my time basically indulging in sorrow and in depression, that I was never gonna recover from this. But once I took matters into my own hands and I wanted to improve my mental health, the second good habit that interested me the most was gratitude journaling, and this one saved my entire life. Gratitude journaling is basically when you sit down and you think about something that makes your life easier and you state a reason for why you're grateful for it. Do you already see the power of this? It just naturally makes your entire existence stop and it just makes you have this nice blissful moment of just positive energy and just good vibes around you, where you have the complete power to go all out and to reveal your kindest self. And over time, as you become more and more grateful. As you become more grateful for your mistakes, for your car, for example, for your dad that drives you to school, I don't know, it can be anything, as long as you stay consistent in it every single day. You naturally find out that you just become like this subconsciously. Like you just look around and you're grateful for everything that is around you. Like I once even wrote that I was grateful for a pen. Now, many of you might find that weird, but I find that absolutely amazing and beautiful in a sense. Of course, I know that we should never get attached to material things that easily, but like every time when I throw away something, I say thank you for your kind service. Even though it is not a living, breathing organism, I still appreciate it, and I say it out loud. Now, again, you might find that weird, but that actually makes you happier. Instead of if you just, you know, opened the trash can and just threw it inside of it and never looked back on it. Isn't that just depressing? And then imagine yourself having a girlfriend 5 years down the line, and then as you improve in your self-improvement journey and you suddenly have the ability to attract higher quality women. Imagine this. If you never did gratitude journaling in those 5 years, you would have just thrown away her. You would just texted her something like, "Hey babe, it's over." And that would be that. Just imagine the psychological impact that would have on her. But now imagine this. Imagine that in those 5 years, you would do gratitude journaling. And so you would come to the conclusion of valuing everything more that makes your life easier. And of course, she's making your life easier because she's giving you emotional support, even physical support, if you're that advanced. But basically, she's making your life easier. Imagine yourself being full of this grateful energy that is following you everywhere, that is making you smile subconsciously, that drives the negative thoughts out of your head. And imagine you booking a date with her and looking at her in the eyes and taking the responsibility to say that you're moving on. And you thank her for all of the good times. And believe it or not, like, yeah, sure, there is a huge chance that she will throw a tantrum, but at the same time, she will deeply appreciate it that you didn't just throw her in the bin, like, for example, that pen that you weren't grateful for. I preferably do gratitude journaling in the morning, basically one of the first things that I do when I wake up. It is a part of my morning routine, and it is completely inevitable. I have to do it every single day, and it has benefited me ever since. There wasn't a single day that I regretted when I gratitude journaled. I can just see the benefits on the people around me. Like, for example, my brother constantly asks me, "Hey, why are you smiling about? Why are you looking at me like that?" Even though I have no thoughts inside of my head. And I just smile mentally because I deserve it. I have been working on my mental health for so long now. I have been finally doing something with my life. I found my purpose in life. And my relationships are getting better. Even though they don't may seem like it, I'm still improving my social intelligence by the day. And to some of you, it may sound weird, but when I look at my brother, the young man, full of potential, who, if he just slightly wanted to, could become like a huge competitor to us. Like, he has the potential to truly annihilate every single one of us in this game of self improvement. When I look at him and I just think about his positive future that he will have in the future, fuck, I just know that he's gonna become the best version of himself. He's gonna see me as his role model and he's gonna climb the ladder like there's no tomorrow. And when I just look at all of that potential, and I know that he's a good guy, so he will have it way easier, I cannot help but just smile at him. And he doesn't understand it because right now his mental health isn't the best. I'm not gonna lie. He plays video games, but don't worry. He's just 13. He's gonna get over it soon. But now, I just feel that I'm free from the negativity that the outside world tries to put on me. I just naturally smile whenever I want. Sometimes it is even so hard to break my mood that whenever the teacher, stores inside of our classroom, like for example, my male classmates fucked up something and now she's throwing the biggest tantrum that you can realize, 99% of people in that situation would instantly lose their happy mood. But I just think to myself, how can I learn from this so that this doesn't happen to me? Like I observe that situation and I'm grateful for it that it is happening because that's just free social and stoicism experience that I can use to level up my skills in that category. And that's what happens when you gratitude journal. You naturally just get positive thoughts like that inside of your mind. And not just that, your subconscious mind creates these visualizations of you in the future becoming the better version of yourself. Like the one version of you that already has everything solved, that already acquired all of his goals. I get those kinds of visualizations every single day just for free because I constantly work on myself. You will just see everything in a better light. And one thing that gratitude journaling made me really conscious about, and that really became aware to me as of recently, was the sacrifices that other people made for you. Think about it. When was the last time you were grateful for your father, for the apartment or for the house that he saved up to buy for your family? When was the last time you looked your mother into the eyes and you told her that you were grateful that she went to work today, even though she has the worst time in there? She still went anyways because she just wants to provide for herself, but mostly for her family in the first place. You have no idea how many sacrifices must have been made in order for you to have this great life, this life full of potential. Like, think about it. Just the fact alone that you have access to the internet already gives you the opportunity to become filthy rich. You have the potential to start an online business. I don't care if it's drop shipping, Amazon FBA, affiliate marketing, drop servicing, another one of these money making methods. It can be anything as long as it is aligned to your purpose and you work on it consistently and acquire knowledge about it. You can just start making money as little as in 6 months. And you can also order high quality food that isn't processed, that isn't sprayed with any kind of these bullshit chemicals that the industries put in our foods. So please, just think about what kind of sacrifices your ancestors must have made for you to be born and for you to have this current life. Even though if you're dirt poor, like you just cannot afford anything, your father is maybe an alcoholic or your mother, and you're constantly being held back from living a happy life, you can be grateful for that because you can bitch about it, or you can use it as a motivation source to become the best version of yourself. But apart from that, one thing that gratitude journaling helped me a fuck ton is with smiling. Think about it. There is an animal that everyone likes to be friends with, and he is even known as the best friend of every single man on earth because he does one thing, and that is he constantly smiles. This animal is the dog. And why does the dog smile so naturally? Well, it's because he doesn't have a fucked up mental health in the first place. And second of all, he just naturally is happy to see people around him. And that's exactly what gratitude journaling does for you. It doesn't make you force out your smiles physically, but it forces out your smiles mentally because you actually feel like smiling. Think about it. You have all these positive thoughts inside of your head. You're aware of all of the sacrifices that other people made for you. You are aware of all the benefits that the things around you, even though you might see them as useless, they still make your life easier in the long run. When you have all of this kept in mind, you just smile way more easier than you otherwise would have found it. And by far, that is the greatest benefit that you can have in relationships. It is that you smile constantly without even thinking about it. And so, those are the ways that gratitude journaling helped me on my self improvement journey. If you want to become a part of a community full of like-minded men who share the same values as you, who are becoming the best version of themselves every single day, who share the same goals as you, the same likes and dislikes, who will be in a healthy state of competition with you, but at the same time, they will be like your blood-bonded brothers, then you can join our Discord clan in the description. Don't worry, they have really good mental health, and they will take care of you, and they will make sure that you never relapse on your bad habits ever again, and they will make sure that you gratitude journal every single day. But if you want to really get rid of your bad habits and learn what's causing them, then you have to wait because something huge is coming. But I won't reveal to you what that is soon. Just get excited. But apart from that, you can like the video, you can subscribe if you like, join the email list in the description, and get yourself a free ebook about mindfulness. The members in my email list and in the Discord, they will get an early access to it, by the way. Comment on which part of the video you liked the most and which part of the video you will implement into your daily life. Don't forget to join the clan, you're still invited, and become a part of the family. And with that being said, thank you very much for watching this video, and remember, no one is better at being you